Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Good evening. Do you have any doubts?
Yes, sir. Only one to two question.
Tell me which ones.
Sir, the question number 9 of
Exercise.
fourth B
Hmm.
and one more, sir. It was in last. Question number 11th, fifth B.
Okay. Question 9 is the equation x power n plus px square plus qx plus r
Hmm.
is equal to 0.
Hmm.
N is greater than equal to 5.
Hmm.
R is not equal to 0 has roots alpha 1 to alpha n. Has roots alpha 1 to alpha n. Now you are denoting by sk the sum of the powers of the roots, each of those roots, power k.
You have to
So
find it.
Sk means alpha 1 power k plus alpha 2 power k till
Ah.
alpha n power k.
Hmm.
First part is find S2
Hmm.
and deduce that the roots cannot all be real. Deduce.
Sir, like we know that alpha 1 plus alpha 2 plus alpha 3 is their sum is 0
Hmm.
because from the equation. Then we will square it. But I have a problem where we have to find like alpha 1, alpha 2 plus alpha 2, alpha 3. Like we don't know like it is P or Q. तो उसमें डाउट हो रहा है बस.
No doubt what I was saying. Uh, 1 second. Okay, the problem is that there are many missing terms. N is greater than 5.
Hmm.
So S2 basically means alpha 1 square plus alpha 2 square and so on till alpha n square, which is clearly equal to alpha 1 plus alpha 2 plus alpha n whole square minus 2 times sum of terms like this,
Hmm. Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
This is sum of the term roots taken two at a time,
Hmm.
right? So that is also going to be 0, right? Because n is greater than 5. Some of the roots taken one at a
Ah.
time would have been 0.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The
Sum is
second one is also n minus 2 is also greater than
three.
this.
हाँ.
N minus 2 will be at least 3,
हम्म.
which is
मैं
not
गलत
there.
मैंने उल्टा समझ लिया था. यस सर, वो भी जीरो ही होगा.
ये भी 0 है.
हाँ, ये भी जीरो है तो फिर आंसर तो फिर इस टू जीरो ही हो गया.
ये पूरा 0 हो गया. और
हम्म.
इससे पता चल रहा है कि ये पूरा 0 है, राइट?
हम्म.
But that means that if they were all real, each of the roots have to be 0.
हम्म.
That means there are n 0 roots. That means this is not a polynomial because r is not equal to 0.
हम्म.
It is not possible for all roots to be 0, right?
यस सर.
Because r is non-zero.
आर इज नॉट जीरो. सो.
So all roots cannot be real then.
हम्म.
If all roots were real, it is not possible for this to happen.
हाँ. यस सर.
So S2 is 0, and we have proved that all roots cannot be real. For part B, which is saying
और इजी है फिर, वो तो हो ही गया.
वो इजी
ऐस-
नहीं है, वही मेन है.
अच्छा.
वो पार्ट एक ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. Sn plus PS2 plus QS1 plus NR is 0. You have to prove.
फिर क्यू एस वन और पी एस टू तो मतलब वो पी और क्यू वाले टर्म्स तो जीरो ही होगा, एस वन और एस टू.
But this is not a trivial thing. This is a general theory which you need to know. This is
अच्छा.
not specific to this problem. This is generally true. So You need to understand that theory. It is called Newton's sums. You need to read it after the class, Newton's sums. It is not useful too many times in JEE, but it's definitely useful in Olympiads.
Hmm.
You can go to brilliant.com and you can search for Newton's sums there. उसमें एक अच्छा आर्टिकल है जहाँ पे समझ में आ जाएगा, या फिर AOPS वेबसाइट.
ठीक है.
So this is an important theory. We will discuss what it means. So we have to prove that this is zero for the equation x power n plus p x square plus qx plus r equals 0. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what we know is alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n are the roots, right?
Yes, sir.
So we can say alpha 1 power n plus p alpha 1 square plus q alpha 1 plus r is 0, right?
Yes, sir.
This is one equation. Second equation would be alpha 2 power n. All of the roots can be fit into it, right?
Uh-huh. Yes, sir.
Alpha 2 square plus q alpha 2 plus r is 0.
Hmm.
And similarly, you can fit the nth equation would be alpha n power n plus
Plus
p alpha n square plus
plus two
q
alpha
alpha n plus
r.
r is 0.
Acha,
You
okay, then
add
we
all of
add
them.
these. So it will be Sn.
If you add vertically, you can see this first term is Sn.
And last is Nr.
Second term is Ps2,
Plus QS
Qs1
plus
plus
Nr.
Nr. So this is an identity. Now, this identity is true for all n. So
Hmm.
what we can do now is figure out what the question says is we can figure out Sn from here. Basically, we can say Sn is equal to minus Ps2
Hmm.
minus Qs1 minus Nr.
Hmm.
So from here, this gives us a shortcut way to find, for example, S3. And we don't have to rely on identities. Do you
Hmm.
understand? If somebody had asked you to directly find S3, it would be annoying.
हाँ, क्योंकि वो थोड़ा फिर क्यूब एंड उन सब में आ जाता ना.
S4 तो बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है.
हाँ.
So this is a relation that is a recursive relation. Recursive in the sense that it gives you higher Sn in terms of lower Sn.
Yes.
Right? So basically, you can now think that if I need n is equal to 4, for example, I can say S4 is equal to minus P S2
PS2
minus
minus
Q S1
QS1
minus
into
4R.
R. Yes, sir.
And I already know S2 is 0 and S1
Zero.
I already know is 0.
हाँ, तो -4R.
So minus 4R. In this case, the equation was very simple. So the relationship is very simple. Most
Hmm.
of the time, it is not like that. And most of the time, if you have an equation like this, something like this, till some a n, you will end up same process if you repeat. There are alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n roots. You put the roots each one at a time and then add all the equations. You will get Sn plus a1 Sn minus 1 plus a2 Sn minus 2 and so on till an minus 1 S1 and an being added n times. Right?
Yes, sir.
सेम प्रोसेस एग्जैक्टली वही रिपीट करेंगे तो फिर वर्टिकली एडिशन करने के बाद यही आएगा. Right?
Yes, sir.
Notice the last term, the constant term has to be added n times.
N times वही तो N है.
So now from here, if the equation was a long equation with higher power equation, then it will be difficult to find S3, S4, S5 and all. But now,
S22 S कुछ भी मतलब, तो हम उसको स्मॉलर पावर में उसका फॉर्मूला जनरेट कर सकते हैं.
so now you can put n is equal to 5, you'll get A1, S4, and so on. And you can use S4 ka formula say you can get,
S.
slowly you can generate whatever you need.
हाँ.
So this is a technique figured out by Newton, and you have to read that article that is there. God
Yes.
brilliant.
अभी कर लूंगा।
सो न्यूटन सम्स पे एक दो बार क्वेश्चन आया है आईआईटी में, मोस्टली इट इज नॉट जनरली यूजफुल फॉर आईआईटीज, बट ओलंपियाड में इट इज अ कॉमन नॉलेज स्टफ, सो यू नीड टू नो इट। एक
यस
दो
सर।
बार ही क्वेश्चन आया है जेई में, बट mostly the questions that come in JEE are pretty obvious, which you don't need to specifically know the theory to solve those questions. For example, if you see exercise 5B, I think one or two questions might even be here, which were based on this concept.
Yes sir, last one was that only which I told.
11th one, I think, is based on similar ideas, but 11th one को directly भी किया जा सकता है, 5B 11th one.
हम्म।
हाँ, but it is slightly different because they have put a minus. If it was plus, it was Newton sums.
हम्म।
Do you understand what I'm saying?
यस सर।
But 11th one doesn't need to be done by this method. You can directly do it.
डायरेक्टली डू इट, यस सर।
What is your doubt?
सर एक तो ये था, एंड सर।
5B में you said some question, right?
हाँ, कहाँ गया? नहीं सर, इसमें ही डाउट था, इस कॉन्सेप्ट में डाउट था ना 5B के 11th में, तो फिर अब समझ में आ गया।
5B का 11th में ऐसे करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Let
अच्छा।
alpha beta, because it is not addition. So, I mean, we can see what it is. Alpha beta are roots of uh, x square minus 6x minus 2
हम्म।
with alpha greater than beta. If an is equal to alpha power n minus beta power n, then we have to find out
8n minus 2, 8, 8,
2a8
5,
by
8,
2a9.
9। हम्म।
Okay, and this relation is valid for n greater than equal to 1. Okay, so basically, this is the equation. The method of doing it is similar to what we did in Newton sums. So we will say alpha square minus 6 alpha minus 2 is 0. We
0
will
and
say beta square minus 6 uh,
2।
beta minus 2 is 0.
हम्म।
And then what we will say is alpha square minus, यहाँ
बीटा।
से आ रहा है कि alpha square is equal to 6 alpha plus 2
हाँ।
and beta square is equal to 6 beta plus 2.
yes।
We can multiply both of these equations by the appropriate powers to generate this. For example, this equation can be multiplied by alpha power n minus 2, and this equation can be multiplied by beta power n minus 2, right?
यस सर।
In order to generate this term. This
हम्म।
idea is there in the derivation of Newton's sums also. Sometimes you need to multiply to get the right powers.
ओके।
So when you see the article, you'll see the proof there that they show they will use this thing where they will sometimes multiply by the appropriate power.
ओके।
So if you do this here, you will get alpha power n is equal to 6 alpha power n minus 1 plus 2 alpha power n minus 2. And beta power n also similarly.
हम्म।
Plus 2 beta power n minus 2. Now you subtract. You get alpha power n minus beta power n is equal to 6 alpha power n minus 1 minus beta power n minus 1 plus 2 alpha power n minus 2 minus beta power n minus 2.
यस सर।
So this is your an. These are an minus 1 and an minus 2, right?
हम्म।
We can say an is equal to 6 an minus 1 plus 2 an minus 2.
हम्म।
And we can say an minus 2 an minus 2 is equal to 6 an minus 1, right?
हम्म।
This is a general recurrence that we have gotten for such terms an, right?
हम्म।
We are getting an in terms of the lower versions of them, right?
यस सर।
Why did I bring this to this side? Because that is the form in which it has been written here.
यस सर।
If you
6.
go 10 is equal to 10, you get directly A10 minus 2A8 is equal to
6
6A9.
A9 or A9 will get cancelled. 6
So
by
answer is 3.
okay.
So
Uh,
the method is the same, but this time you have to subtract and generate this.
hmm.
In Newton sums, we generate Sn and all when we add, right?
Hmm.
Here we are subtracting to generate this thing. But I mean, you don't need to know Newton sums to do it, but people would have done it in JEE 2011 without having any knowledge of Newton sums also.
Hmm.
So it's just a question, but the idea would be obvious if somebody has seen Newton sums before.
Hmm.
So figure that out and learn about it after the class.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. Uh, yeah, Rudrajit has not turned up, so then
Hmm.
there is nothing further to discuss right now. Then
Hmm. So,
we will do maybe one more class if he has some doubts and all. We'll do his doubts in one more class. Otherwise, if there are no doubts, the next class will
हाँ
start
सीक्वेंस
sequence and
भी
series.
ये सब स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं.
Yeah.
हम्म.
Okay. Fine.
थैंक यू सर.
Bye.